Hey, this is Toe2 Bravo, and today we're going to talk about the primary machine stealth comp. We're going to go ahead and just kind of give our final thoughts on the performance of this compensator. We'll just cover real quick the packaging again. So the stealth comp is CNC'd machined from 7075 T6 billet aluminum. This will fit any 9mm 1/2 by 28 threaded barrel, and the finish is hard anodized. This particular model is for Glocks only, Glock 9mm only, and the reasoning behind me purchasing the primary machine stealth comp are two things. When I went online to look for comps, this one was in stock, and this one looked like it would be aesthetically pleasing on my Brownells slide. This is the Brownells Gen 2 slide with the increased chamfering on the sides here. The initial slides that they had manufactured were more of a shallow chamfered across the top. This is a little more beefy, and if you match it up, or if you look at some of the previous videos, you can see that that matches up fairly well. So that was the reasoning behind purchasing this particular compensator. The size came into play also, but it wasn't one of the primary factors, because I didn't know much about comps at the time. So, but it is a smaller comp. It's not a micro comp, but it's one of the smaller ones. The detail or the machine work of the comp wasn't overboard, but it was very nice. It's very nice to the eye. You have the square here on the top, the two ports on the top here. On the side you have the nice cutout here, the machined cutout, and the single port, and then same over here, the cutout and the single port. And on the bottom you have the recess for your guide rod, and then you have the company logo, primary machine. It's not too much, it's on the bottom, so it's not bad at all. The 45-degree screw set is very nice for the set screws. Easy to get to, easy to tighten. I didn't once have to retighten this, as long as you follow the directions, and the directions are as follows. Simply you thread this onto your threaded barrel until the comp mates up against your slide, and then you back it off a turn until you get it to where the timing is correct. And now I checked my distance between the comp and the slide with a business card. I was able to get a business card to slide between the two, and that was good enough for me. Then you just set up your timing, match up your chamfering, or make sure it's level, and then you let me back up just for a moment. I apologize, but they also want you to put like 2 to 3 complete circles Loctite, and also Loctite the set screws, and then let it sit for 24 hours, which I did, and I didn't have any problem coming loose or anything of that nature. So blue Loctite worked fine, and following their instructions was easy to follow, and they were accurate, and they worked. Primary Machine does have a YouTube video out for that is an install video for this particular comp too, if you had any further questions. I haven't cleaned this comp since I've taken it out to the range. I've put 1,100 rounds through this compensator through a number of range visits. I haven't been gentle with this comp. I didn't throw the gun or anything of that nature, now mind you, but it was holstered, unholstered, holstered. It was shot quite a bit, and it has held up well. I have 2 chips here on the top, and there was another one, a little one there, and one right here in the front of the comp. But overall, it's held up very well for how it's been used. If you are going to use this at the range, and for me as an example, I was using it in an appendix carry rig, and I was practicing drawing and engaging the target and then reholstering. One thing to keep in mind is the comp is going to heat up, and comp did protrude past the bottom of my appendix carry holster, and this will burn your leg and whatever else comes into contact with it in that lower nether regions there. So that's something to keep in mind. So overall, it's performed very well. From some of the still and some of the slow motion footage and photographs, you can see that the comp does in fact, focus the blast left and right and up. enabling you to bring the firearm back onto target quicker than a firearm without the comp. You were able to do follow-up shots more accurately. These are all things that I found out for myself. Your mileage might differ. But for me, it made me a better marksman. I was able to get shots off quicker. I was more accurate, and the gun was easier to handle. And I know that this is only a 9mm, but that being said, it still made handling the pistol much easier. I have plenty of data collected to say that this did make me a better marksman, more accurate, and I was able to control the firearm better with this comp opposed to without the comp. Again, I ran this with all OEM parts. I didn't mess with any of the springs. It was 115 grain ammunition, nothing special. So it was regular range ammo, regular OEM parts. The only things that were done to this Glock was the trigger job. You know, everything was polished on this. The extractor was polished. But besides that, there was nothing special done to this Glock at all. So it's totally OEM parts, but no problems at all. Once I figured out what the malfunctions were in the beginning, and those were my fault, like I mentioned earlier. So in closing, definitely a thumbs up for the Primary Machine Stealth Comp. If you guys are in the market, check it out, get one, and maybe shoot me a reply or something, or a comment, and let me know how your experience was compared to mine. So this is Toe2 Bravo. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you got something out of this. I bought this with my own money. You know, I'm in no way, shape, form, what have you, associated or tied to these folks. It would be nice if I was. Primary Machine, if you're watching this video, you know, hit me up on my email. I'd be more than happy to review some more of your products. But this one here was purchased by myself, and it was well worth my money and well worth my time. So this is Toe2 Bravo. Until I see you at the range again, thanks for watching.